Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to solve one of the popular question in arrays, and it is also important for the placement preparation for interview, and it is often asked. The question is reverse an array. So what we basically need to do, that we are given an array of, suppose for example I have taken an array of 8 elements. We have to reverse it in the backward order. That is, the last element has to come to the first position, the second last element has to come to the second position, and so on, so that the first element will be definitely at the last position. So this is what we have to perform. The array need not to be in the sorted order. For the sake of understanding easily, I have taken in sorted order. The array can be in any order. The operation that has to be performed, that we have to reverse it. Okay, so please pause the video and we'll start the solution in 5 seconds. Okay, so I hope you all have tried the problem, and now let us see the solution. So suppose we are given an array ARR which contain 8 elements from 1 to 8, and please note the array indices starts from 0. The array indices starts from 0 and it goes till 7. And what we have to do, we have to take two variables, and that first one variable should point to the first location and the second variable should point to the last location. So here I have taken I and j. You can take any variable, suppose start and end, depending on your convenience. So what we will be doing, we will be incrementing I by 1 and decrementing j by 1, and in each iteration we will be swapping the elements of ith and jth location. So this loop will go on till I is less than j. The moment we will see I is equals to j or I has been greater than j, then we have to stop the exit condition of the loop. So now let us perform it. Now let us see how it is working. So initially our I and j were pointing to the first and last location. So I is 0, ith index is 0 and jth index is 7. So we will be swapping I is less than j. So it will go into the loop and we will swap the element. So in the first element will become 8 and the last element will become 1. Please ignore the handwriting. I am trying to write it in a mouse, so it is very difficult, but I will try to make it clear as much as possible. So in the next iteration I will be incrementing by 1 and j will be decrementing by 1. So now again I is 1 and j is 6, so I is less than j. So again we will be swapping. The second element will become what? 7, right? And the second last element will be become 2, correct? So now again in the next iteration we will increment I by 1 and j decrement by 1. So now again I is less than j, so we will swap the elements. So here we will get 6 and here we will get 3, right? So now again I will be incremented by 1 and j will be decremented by 1. So now again I is 3 and j is 4, so I is less than 4. Again we will be swapping the element. So in the third index we will get 5 and in the fourth index we will get 4. Okay, so now in the next iteration I will become 4 and j will become 3. So now if you notice, the ith value is 4, right, and the jth value is 3. So here I is greater than j, so this is a wrong operation, right? So we can't perform it. And if you look into the array, all the cells are filled. So now we no need to go for another iteration. So what happens? Can you tell what happens if we go to next iteration and if we don't stop here? Then again the elements will get swapped, and if I will go to till the last location, then this array will again get swapped and we will get the same array as before, right? So now if you look into the target array, we got 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1, right? So this is the reverse of the first array. So that is what we wanted to do. I hope you all have understood why we are going I less than j. So can you tell when will become I equals to j? Here we didn't see that I has become equals to j. So can you tell me when it will become? Correct. So when we are having odd number of elements, here we are having even number of elements. That's why I has crossed the j and they never met. But when we will be having odd number of elements, suppose there are 3 elements, 1 2 3, and if I is pointing to 1 and j is pointing to the 3, so in the next iteration itself I and j both will point to 2, right? So both will point to 2 and I will become equal to j, and we no need to swap the element. So because 2 will be in its same position. So for that case also, that it will be act as an exit condition of the loop. So next we will see the code part of the problem. So now we will try to write the code of the solution which we just see. So we will write the class main, as the file name is our main.java. The class name will be same as file name, and we'll make the main method ready. Now it is ready. So we'll first create the array, right? Create an array. So the syntax to create an array is int bracket ARR is our reference variable, and we no need to take the values from the user as of now, because our focus is to reverse the array. So we'll take from the statically 1 to 3. Okay, now what we are, let us check whether our array is prepared or not. So we'll try to print. So there is a way to print the arrays from arrays class. So for that we have to import the arrays class, which is present in java.util package. So we have to import that, and with the help of toString method, when we pass the array reference, it will be called, and when we will execute it. Let us see what is the output. Yeah, so it is showing 1 to 3. So our array is prepared now. So let us quickly write the code to reverse the array. So we'll start a for loop, and I will be starting with 0 and j will be starting with arr dot length, right? No, length -1, because array index is starting with index 0, and I will be, the condition will be I less than j, because as if I becomes equals to j or greater than, then it should exit from the loop. I is incrementing at each iteration and j is decrementing. Okay, so what we are doing in each iteration, we are swapping the element. So we will write the code for swap. So first element arr of I will equals to arr of j, that is the content of j will be copied to the content of ith element, and arr of j element wants the ith element, right? That is what we were doing. So arr j equal to arr of I. But there is a problem with the code, that once we have copied the content of j in the ith location, so when we are trying to copy the ith location element which were previously present to the jth element, that won't happen, right? For example, if 1 was present in I and 8 was present in j, so once we copied 8 to I, then now we have lost that number 1. So for that purpose, we will initially declare a temp variable and store the content of ith location element. So now we have the ith location element in temp variable, and when it is getting replaced by jth element, look, not an issue, right? So now we can write arr of j equal to just temp. So for that, our swap function is ready. So now when we execute it, I think it is fine. So let us print it again, arrays dot toString, and we'll pass the array reference, arrays dot toString arr. So I hope the code will work properly. Tada! We got the output as 3 to 1. So let us take a different input, as we saw in the example. I think 2 1, it should be 3 here, and 7. Sorry for the typo. And let us take the second array as an element, 7 3 1 and 2. Let us execute it again. Yeah, so our code is working properly, 7312 and 2137. So I hope you understood the concept. If you missed some point, or if you didn't get the clarity, so I recommend to go through the video once again, and you will definitely get the doubt cleared. And if you have any doubt, you can post it in comment. Please, if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe this channel, and share with as many as people possible. Thank you.